In this lecture I'm going to show you how to configure an ASA firewall. This is just going to be a basic configuration just to show you how to get started with an ASA firewall. This is an example of an ASA 5500, and this will be a 5505. So it's next generation firewall. In this topology I've got an ASA firewall, I've got an outside interface Ethernet 00 and an inside interface Ethernet 01. I've also got a DMZ interface enabled that I will enable, Ethernet 02. And it's connected to what would be an internet router, router 1, and that's then connected out of the internet to an ISP. And ISPs, the connection between router 1 and router 2 would be 3 subnet. The 2 subnet would actually be the connection between the ASA and router 1. Then the inside interface, it's just got a layer 3 switch, and that's assigned to a 192.168.1.0 subnet. And so in this example, the DMZ is using 100 subnet, so 192.168.100.0. It's got a server connected. So to start with, whenever you're starting with an ASA, you get this sort of prompt because it's unconfigured. Then you want to type enable. Then you'd hit enter for the password because there isn't any. And to start with, I'm going to configure a host name and then an enable password, and then just a local authentication username and password. So I'll start with that. So the host name is going to be ASA 5505. I'm going to enable password. You just call it Cisco. And then username, use admin, and then just give it a password of CCNA labs, for example. So that's just kind of some basic initial configuration. Then I want to go to interface VLAN 1. So there's two interfaces to start with. So there's VLAN 1, and that's the inside interface. So I'm going to start with that. So interface VLAN 1, and you notice that's kind of like an SVI. It's a logical VLAN interface. So it's similar, almost similar to a layer 3 switch. So I want to do name if and call it inside. And the next thing I want to do is do a security level. So you notice on the inside command it's going to have a high security level because it's inside, so that's going to be 100. Then IP address 192.168.1.1. It's going to be in the 1 subnet. And just a default /24 mask. Then I'll do a no shut. Okay. Then I'll work on VLAN 2, and that's going to be the outside interface VLAN 2. So what I've done is I've configured this inside interface here, and now I'm going to start on the outside interface, and that'll be VLAN 2. This is VLAN 1. So interface VLAN 2. Then I'm going to do name if outside. I'm going to give it a security level of 0 because it is the outside interface. And then an IP address of, that's going to be in the 2 subnet. 2.1. And then a no shut. Okay, so I'll go back here. So now I want to do the DMZ interface, and that'll be 100. So I'm going to sign in. I have to use the no forward interface VLAN 1 because the licensing is only on basic licensing. You only have 2 interfaces, so you have to tell it this is no forward, so you can't have 3 active. You can have all 3 configured, and they all work, but for licensing, you have to use no forward interface. So interface VLAN 100. In here, then I'll do name if DMZ. Oh, we're gonna have to go back to that same command. And no forward. Interface VLAN 1. Then I'll do name it DMZ. Then I'll use a security level of 50. And at this point, I'm going to put an IP address on it. 192.168.100.1 and just a default subnet mask. Okay, so it's 100.1. Now I've got these actual physical interfaces. 00 is the outside interface, and that's going to be assigned to VLAN 2. And the inside interface will be assigned to VLAN 1. You can think of these as they are the physical interfaces. They behave a lot like a switchboard. So VLAN 2. We'll go interface E00. Then switch port access VLAN 2. And then no shut as well. Now I'm just associating these physical interfaces with SVIs. Think of it like that. And this is the inside interface, Ethernet 01. It's the inside physical interface. And I'm going to go switch port access VLAN 1. And do a no shut on there. Okay. And what I'll do, once I've gone through that, I'm going to change this to 75. So I've configured the physical interface 00 and 01. Now I want to do the DMZ, and that'll be 02. I'll assign it to VLAN 100. So 02. And that'll be VLAN 100. And no shut. Just use the up arrow, it's just a little faster to type. And now what I want to do is there's some more there's actually interfaces 03 right through to 07 that are available as well, but I'm not going to currently assign them, so I just won't do that this time. But they are available, you know, and a lot of times you use these for something like another firewall connected for redundancy, or some other servers or switches and things like that. So the other thing I want to do at this point, I want a default route to the ISP router. And this is what this is. It's just a route outside to 2.2. So what I'm doing here is, on the ASA, I'm saying the default route on the firewall will go to 2.2, and that's the inside interface on router 1. That's 2.0. That's 2.2. So that'll be the default route. So I'm just go up one level. This is a global command. Paste it in there, and that's done. And those are just some really basic commands getting connectivity going. So what I'll do is, in this case, I've got the interfaces active, 1121 and 101. So what I'll do in this case, I'll try to ping from the switch here to the inside interface. So what I'll do is just enable and ping 192.168.1.1, and it works okay. And this actually, the switch is 1.2 and the inside interface is 1.1. If I want to ping from the outside interface to router 2, I'm going to try that too from here. Just ping, and I'm on the ASA at the moment, 168.2.2, I guess is what it is, and it works okay. Getting 100% this time, so that works okay. 2.2 is this interface 2.0 on router 1. And I can also try pinging out to the ISP server, and the ISP inside interface is 3.2. That's that 1.0 interface on the ISP router. So I'll try pinging to that too. and it works fine. 60 and now 100%. So that's 3.2. That's that interface there on the ISP router. 10. That shows the connectivity, and that concludes ASA Firewall.